But so if I like basically, there are times where I'm in a good place, I know I'm on a good disc, and I bring things that I want, and I'm like, oh, hey, the universe brought that to me. Like, this is what I've been trying to get, and now here it is right in front of me. I feel like I kind of screwed up by just concentrating on like trying to push it instead of just letting it flow to me, if that makes sense.
It does. We've been talking about leaving the effort out of it, letting the universal forces and your ability to align with them be the engine behind it. But you see, it's the step 1, step 2, step 3 thing. Sometimes in what feels like messing it up, as you say, you're actually just defining it further. And so if you, as in the conversation that we had just a little bit ago, if you don't beat up on yourself for that further definition, then it serves you. You're going to reach the place, you're fast approaching it, where you're predominantly on that high-flying disc and occasionally beginning to slip just a little bit for clarification. Let that be the way you put this. This was a very clarifying moment. Not I fell off my disc, or not I had a dreaded step 1 moment, or not I'm not living like I was supposed to. But that was a clarifying moment, because when you think about it, if alignment with who you are is the optimum experience, and we say to you that it is, and if expansion is inevitable, then don't you want to find that marriage between the contrast which causes the expansion and the alignment as quickly as you can behind it? But don't you want to sort of embrace all of it and not be mad at yourself about any of it?
Definitely. So if I've taken the past 3 years to like sit back and just sift through the contrast of relationship, and I know that now that I'm learning, oh, this is what I want, let's just make it happen, how do I feel like I see what I want, and then I just shower it with love and attention, and then it just, you know what I mean?
Here's the operative word that is sort of troubling you a little bit. It's in the making it happen, because in the making it happen, there's enough efforting, sort of from a framework of wanting to hurry it or not wanting to miss this. And so there is some resistance within that. Do you feel that you've collected the data and you are now ready to allow it?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to roll.
So, and do you believe that through the sifting and sorting that you've done, that you have put the components of this perfect relationship in your vortex?
Definitely.
And so do you believe now that your singular work is to find alignment with who you really are? And do you trust then that in that alignment that the impulses will come?
I do.
So if the impulse comes and it feels good, follow it. But if the impulse comes and it feels like efforting, then back off a little bit. We started to talk about that earlier, and this is a better time to do it. This momentum factor, Esther likes to think about the Bitterroot River in Montana, because Jerry and Esther spent a summer there. They had a car that they towed behind a motorhome. They would put the boat in the water and float to the other vehicle, and they would spend all day doing it. And on this Bitterroot River, sometimes it was so wide that the volume of water now is not moving very fast, but sometimes the banks of the river would be narrow, and so now the water is moving more swiftly. That's why they call it rapids. So there's the general and the more specific, or the rapids. And so you're flowing the energy in the same way. As you get general, you take the volume of energy that you are focusing, and it's easier to manage because you've made it more general. But when you are more specific, it moves through a more narrow channel, but then you want to be more focused as you are doing that. And so you get to slow the momentum or speed the momentum, all in the direction of where you're wanting to go.
But what if I feel like I'm already pushing it in a good direction? Am I just like too impatient?
What we want you to feel is that the feeling of impatience means something is out of whack. The feeling of impatience means that the momentum is faster than I am able to allow it. Because if you were up to speed with the energy, it wouldn't feel too fast. Luke, 7-year-old grandson, introduced a phenomenal application to Esther on her iPhone. You're all going to want to get it. It's called Nutty Fluffies. And it's all about momentum, and you fill your little car full of little fluffy critters, and then you control the momentum as they go up and down the roller coasters. And if you don't control it, they tumble out. They tumble out and they make sad sounds. But if you've controlled the momentum properly, you apply it just at the right time, then they have a wonderful, and they make happy sounds, and hearts fly out of the coaster, and it is a very interesting game in understanding momentum. And after she plays the game a little while, she gets so that she anticipates what's coming, and she's getting better and better at it. We know this is boring you a little bit. But the reason that we are talking about this is because learning about momentum is your most important work, because you have access to this energy that creates worlds, and you have a vibrational currency that is flowing through you that is unlimited. And the only thing that matters is that you have an object of attention to which you are flowing it, and that you are in control of the flow. So if you're wanting something more than you're able to allow it, it gets all out of whack. That's the whole thing that we've been talking about here today. You want to practice the thoughts of the outcome that you want until you own them so completely that there's ease within you, and then it happens.
Definitely. It's funny you say that, because I feel like I put so much in the vortex of like relationships the past 3 years that like when I do let it flow, I'm just going to explode with like, you know what I mean, too many relationships to deal with. So I feel like I've already, like, you know what I mean? I feel like I've already kind of like, see what I'm getting at? So I feel exactly that. So yeah, thank you.
Take it easy and enjoy all of it. And the factor that we want to emphasize with you just a little bit is that if you will just apply this statement, I'm having fun on my way to my perfect relationship, that takes all of the trepidation. It puts it in balance. I'm having fun along the way to my perfect relationship. I'm having fun along my way, which means I'm in perfect balance now. 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 So it turns out that the relationship that you're seeking is the object of attention that gives you the reason to enjoy this now, and this now, and this now, and this now, and this now. Where so many people, whether it's a relationship that they're looking for or anything else, it's where they want to be, and in the interim they're not feeling good, which means they can never really get to what they really want, because in the interim, when they are not feeling good, it means they're in a pipe on their way to something they don't want. See how it all works out? You got to feel good to be in the right pipeline, the pipeline that's headed toward what you want. Yeah, we know you get it.
Thank you.
Yeah.